Nes I chi I Seremoni Wobrwyo Llyfr y Flwyddyn 2025. Good evening and welcome to the 2025 Wales Book of the Year Award Ceremony. Rydym ni ar fi'n dechrau. The ceremony is about to begin. Rhowch groeso cynnes I, please give a warm welcome to our host this evening, Cardiff.
Noswaith dda, diolch yn fawr. Well, it's hot, isn't it? Oh, mae'n dwym. Oh, mae'n dwym ydw i. Conan yn barod. Oh, I woke up this morning and I looked at the window. The glaw, oedd hi'n oered, it was wintry and all this rain and wind. And I thought it would be a great idea to put on my heavy pink velvet sequined dress. And I got here and immediately regretted my great wall of insulation. But hey, it looks good. And let's face it, people love to judge a book by its cover. So croeso I chi gyd, a warm welcome to you all to this ceremony. Seremoni Wobrwyo Llyfr y Flwyddyn 2025. Yma yn Theatre y Sherman am y tro cyntaf. It's fantastic to be here at the Sherman on this important night in the literary calendar. Un o uchafbwyntiau'r flwyddyn I Llenyddiaeth Cymru, where we celebrate the fantastic writers shortlisted for the 2025 Wales Book of the Year Awards. Yes, whoop! Croeso hefyd i'r rheini sy'n tiwnio I fewn dros y we. Huge welcome to you, the virtual audiences who are tuning in to join the celebration from across Wales and beyond. Diolch to cyfryngau buffoon media and for the live streaming and for everybody here for coming here this evening. Before we begin the exciting part, I'd like to remind you that there is translation equipment available for you all and to give you an opportunity to check that your devices are actually working. Felly fi mynd I siarad Cymraeg am spel fach.
Just for a little while until I can see some thumbs up to see that it's working. Or is everybody getting the translation? Is that coming through? You give me a thumbs up if it's working.
Great.
Perfect.
Fantastic. I'll be weaving in between both Welsh and English throughout the evening, but you may need to use the translation services for the Welsh language adjudications and acceptance speeches. If you have any trouble with your device or you haven't picked up a set yet, please just put your hand up and let a member of our staff know. Right, so now we have Catherine McShane. She is here this evening. Here she is. She's marvellous. Round of applause for Catherine McShane. To provide the BSL interpretation. Diolch yn fawr, Catherine. Mae noson cyffroes iawn o'n blaenau ni. Chi wedi cael cwbl o wynoedd yn barod. Fantastic. Tonight we are celebrating another fantastic year for our legendary literary culture here in Wales. Mae Llyfr y Flwyddyn yn wobr flynyddol sy'n cael ei chynnal gan Llenyddiaeth Cymru I ddathlu llenorion talentog Cymru. The Wales Book of the Year Award is an annual prize organised by Literature Wales, celebrating outstanding Welsh literary talent. Dyma gyfle arbennig I ni gael cyd-ddathlu gwaith yr awduron sydd wedi cyrraedd y rhestr fer eleni ac wrth gwrs I glywed pa lyfrau fydd yn ymlaen I gipio'r gobre. This is an opportunity for us all to celebrate the brilliant work of those writers on the shortlist and to hear which books will take home this year's prestigious awards. Heno bydd y beirniad yn ein tywys trwy y categoriau canlynol. Ffeithiol greadigol, plant a phobl ifanc, ffuglen a barddoniaeth, gan gyhoeddi pa lyfrau sy'n cyrraedd y brig ym mhob un. Tonight, the judges will lead us through each category, revealing the winners in both English and Welsh. And the categories are creative non-fiction, children and young people, fiction and poetry. Fiction, sorry, and poetry. Whoops. Wedi hynny, mi byddwn yn clywed pa lyfrau sydd wedi cipio dychymyg y darllenwyr wrth i ni gyhoeddi enillwyr gwobr barn y bobl golwg 360 a People's Choice Award Nation Cymru. Later we will hear which books have impressed the readers as we announce the winners of the Nation Cymru People's Choice Award and Golwg 360. Ni'n gweud hwnna? Golwg 360, yni? Nagin, Golwg 360, diolch yn fawr. And the opinion of the People's Prize. Byddwn yn cloi gyda'r newyddion mawr, sef pwy sy'n ennill y prif wobrau yn Gymraeg ac yn Saesneg, ac yn hawlio'r teitl Llyfr y Flwyddyn 2025, sydd wedi noddi gan Ysgol y Gymraeg ac Ysgol Saesneg, Cyfathrebu ac Athroniaeth, Prifysgol Caerdydd. We will then find out which book has been selected by the judges as the 2025 Wales Book of the Year. Each year, a new independent judging panel is appointed. These individuals spend many months reading, debating, deliberating, and making very, very difficult decisions. Y beiriad Cymraeg eleni, the Welsh language judges this year are Gwenllian Ellis, awdur o Bwllheli, an author from Pwllheli, ac enillydd gwobr barn y bobl yn 2023. She was the winner of the 2023 People's Choice Award. Hefyd ar y panel, also on the panel, is author and translator Hamad Rind, awdur a chyfieithydd sydd wedi cyrraedd rhestr fer Dysgwr y Flwyddyn eleni. Hamad was recently shortlisted for Welsh Learner of the Year. Yes, well. Joining Gwenllian and Hamad is Menna Elfyn, a bardd, athro a'r dramodydd ar Obryn. Menna is a multi-award-winning poet and playwright and professor of poetry. Hefyd yn ymuno a'r beirniad, also joining the judges, y mae Dr Miriam Elin Jones, darlithydd, dramodydd a phennaeth Ysgol Gymraeg, Prifysgol Abertawe. As well as being a playwright and lecturer, Dr Miriam Elin Jones heads the Welsh department at Swansea University. This year's English language judging panel are author, journalist and publisher Ned Thomas, award-winning author of books for young people and the first writer to be Children's Laureate Wales, Eloise Williams, performer, facilitator and writer Jason Camilleri, ac I gwblhau'r ddau banel anhygoel yma, and to complete these wonderful panels, the award-winning American writer and journalist Carol Burns. Am Grew, what a gang! Ac mae'n gymaint o bleser I fod yng nghwmni beirniad mor hynod yma heno, a diolch o galon I chi gyd am eich gwaith caled iawn dros y misoedd diwethaf, yn darllen, dewis ac yn dethol. Please join me in thanking our fantastic judges for their really hard work. Diolch yn fawr I chi gyd am eich holl waith. Ond, but, fi'n ddwyieithog. Cyn I ni ddechrau datgeulu'r enillwyr, before we move on to reveal the winners, we have a surprise and a real treat in store for everybody. I ddathlu camp Tîm Pêl-droed Merched Cymru yn cyrraedd yr Euros eleni, ei twrnament mawr cyntaf, fe wnaeth Llenyddiaeth Cymru gomisiynu bardd I ddilyn a dathlu ei taith. Wales has been formidably football mad over the past couple of weeks, and rightly so. And so to celebrate Cymru reaching the UEFA Women's Euros, their first major tournament, Literature Wales commissioned a poet to celebrate and document the team's campaign. Sarah McGreedy is the poet who was given this very important and completely joyous task. Ni'n ddiolchgar iawn I Llywodraeth Cymru am ariannu'r project. We're incredibly grateful to the Welsh Government for funding this project through their Euros Partner Support Fund and to Football Association Wales for their help in making it happen. Having just returned from a very busy few weeks with the team, Sarah is here with us tonight to perform one of the many poems she wrote about the experience. Felly, unfyna ni ar daith yn ôl i'r Swistir to take us back to Switzerland, and if you happen to have a bucket hat ready, pop it on. It won't quite go with this. Rhowch groeso cynnes i'r llwyfan I Sarah McCready.
Cymru v the Netherlands, July 5th, 2025. We walk to the game together and I could cry. I think about how this is for our women's football. I think about how we deserve this. We walk, or rather we are carried by song through these Swiss streets. Bucket hats, flowers in a field, side by side, step by step. Sun on the back of our necks, goosebumps on the back of our necks. We sing, oh how we sing. Calon Lan, imperfect harmony, wraps around the Lucerne mountains and makes them ours. Well-wishers wave from windows where their bed sheets are drying in the heat. They yell, Wales, a new brick in the red wall. Rydyn ni daily, a chorus of cork, gwerth, melon. We arrive at the ground. Wales has arrived. Game in. Our anthem, heard for the first time on such a stage in dedication of women in red. Our song, caught in our throats for years, now swells in this stadium. Tears. There is relief here. There is pride. There is us. The whistle blows, but we have already won. In Dutch, it's schitterend de pont, welke linker timing. Beautiful goal, terrible timing. But we fought. Oh, how we fought. The whistle blows. Ymlaen Cymru. We walk back together, singing to a night, ours still. Diolch yn fawr.
Diolch yn fawr iawn I ti, Sarah. Thank you so much. Am ffordd I ddechrau'r dathlu. What a way to kick off this evening's celebrations. Reit te, I chi'n barod. Are you ready? Ydych chi? Diolch yn fawr. Y categori cyntaf heno yw ffeithiol greadigol. Tonight's first category is the Welsh Language Creative Non-Fiction Award, a bant ar cart. Hyfryd yw medru croesawu beirniad cyntaf y noson i'r llwyfan. Rhowch groeso mawr iawn I Gwen Llian Ellis.
Diolch yn fawr iawn am y cyfle.
Thank you very much for the opportunity to adjudicate this year. It's really been an honour. Deciding on the shortlist for the Welsh Creative Non-Fiction category was easy, as the standard was so high, and all 3 books on the shortlist deserve recognition. We were all agreed that this shortlist is amongst the strongest we've seen in recent years. We've got 3 autobiographies in question. Although similar themes are examined, mental health, anxiety, self-love, and the experience of being female in the world in general, the styles are different, the content is different, and the way they're written grabs you for many reasons. We'll start with Casglu Llwch by Georgia Ruth, published by Llyfr. It's a collection of personal reflections written about a specific period in Georgia's life. It's a subtle volume, full of humour, where the author looks at the nature around her, from flowers to fossils, as she shares memories and findings and tries to make sense of things. Next, let's turn to Camu by Yola Ynir, published by Llyfr. This is a creative and clever volume following the author's life journey. She's mastered the language and the storytelling is outstanding. Yola is fully open in discussing her alcohol dependency, but it's a journey towards getting better and a message to all of us, no matter how old we are, to appreciate our own value. Despite darkness, despite sadness, the pages are full of tenderness and love. And then Oedolyn Ish by Melanie Owen, published also by Llyfr. Melanie discusses her life story via the lessons she's learned. As you might expect from Melanie, it is really very funny. Yes, there is humour throughout this book, but it also touches on difficult themes. The way she writes about race and her experience of being a brown girl growing up in West Wales is really fresh in the West language. Congratulations to all three of them for writing such great volumes, and thanks also to the editors and presses for their work in bringing such important volumes before us. I encourage everyone to go ahead and read them. So, it's my pleasure to announce that the winner of the Creative Non-Fiction category in the Book of the Year Awards 2025 is Camu by Yola Ynir, Llyfr. Thank you very much. As Melanie said, this is for the girls. There are three of us in this category who've done great, and I feel so honoured. I would like to thank Margaret Tudur for being a soft, strong editor, and she really inspired me to write because I didn't think that I had anything to say. And I think that there are so many of us who don't tell our stories, and I think that everybody is talented in sharing. Everybody's got something to share. I also want to thank Non, who's here with me, who has camu or stepped through my life since I was 7 years old, and she's seen the best of me when I didn't see anything at all. But I also want to thank my parents for teaching me that books was a source to see the world with hope. And that's all. Thank you.
Llongyfarchiadau anferth i Yola Ynir am gipio gwobr cyntaf y noson, ac hefyd i gyhoeddwyr camu, sef gwasg y Llyfr. Many congratulations to Yola. It's now time to hear from the first judge from the English language judging panel. Introducing the Creative Non-Fiction Award, sponsored by Hadio, is Ned Thomas. Let's give him a warm welcome to the stage.
Wel, noswaith dda i bawb. Good evening all. Mae'n bleser mawr cael bod mae'r cwmni chi heno. Creative non-fiction. It's a catch-all category, and it brought us a large haul of biography, personal memoir, social and literary history, the environment, politics, music, travel writing. Our completely impossible task was in the first place to produce a shortlist of 3, and here are 3 in alphabetical order. There were other remarkable books, but these are our very remarkable 3 books on the shortlist. In alphabetical order of the authors: Carwyn Graves, Tir, The Story of the Welsh Landscape. Our landscape in Wales was once more various, more abundant than what we see today, a patchwork of orchards, hedgerows, meadows, woodlands, whole ecosystems were embedded in the culture of the people who worked the land and the very language that they used. This is the pattern Graves rescues from oblivion or near oblivion without romanticizing, so that we may learn from it. He writes both as an insider and as a fully equipped environmentalist, involved in debates about land use and rewilding. He brings the people of the land into those discussions, and that is what makes the book urgently topical. Next, Gwyneth Lewis, Nightshade Mother, A Disentangling. This is an absolutely unflinching account, realized in fine-grained detail, of a toxic mother-daughter relationship with roots in an earlier generation. It's a dialogue between the adult's sophisticated, intellectual and literary self and the emotional raw material of her childhood, which has remarkably been preserved in her own written records from that time. And the whole is inexorably bound up with the 2 languages of her background and of her writing. It's driven by the need to understand, maybe to forgive, and to free the strangled roots of her own creativity. And thirdly, Sophie Yu, Nature's Ghosts, The World We Lost and How to Bring It Back. Starting from relatively recent discoveries by archaeologists and botanists, this book helps us populate what we had thought of as prehistory. We are led to question assumptions about there once being a pristine nature untouched by human beings, and about what conservation might mean. We move from Wales and England and Scotland to Transylvania, Finnish Karelia, in search of knowledge, but also of the living experience of people there that might help human beings achieve a better balance with our environment while moving over just enough to save some other species from extinction. So the book extends our knowledge, but at the same time, it expands our imagination. So now I have to announce the winner of the creative non-fiction category, which is sponsored by Hadio. And the winner is Gwyneth Lewis for Nightshade Mother.
I would like to thank the judges for obvious reasons. I think this book was harder than any other I've ever written to write. And I would like to greet and congratulate all the fellow writers on this excellent shortlist and on everybody shortlisted tonight for putting their body and soul into their books. Nobody does this lightly and without a cost. So I celebrate and greet everybody's achievements tonight. I want to thank Calon for commissioning the book and for understanding, particularly Abby Heaton and Caleb Woodbridge, who saw the book through. Like I said, it means more than you can, well, perhaps you can imagine what this means. I owe my biggest thanks to the very close friends, they know who they are, who have got me through this period, and for the unwavering support of Leighton, my husband. For a writer, I can't find the words to thank him. Diolch yn fawr I chi.
Llongyfarchiadau, congratulations to you Gwyneth and Calon Books. Dyna ni wedi gwobrwyo'r ddau cyntaf heno. Ymlaen â ni nesaf at y categoriau ffuglen. Next up is the Welsh Language Fiction category, sponsored by HSJ Accountants. Braf iawn i'w croesawu. Please give a round of applause to our judge, Dr. Miriam Elin Jones.
Thank you very much, first of all, to Literature Wales for the invitation to adjudicate the fiction category at the Wales Book of the Year Awards this year. Reading the broad range of volumes, without a doubt, was an absolute pleasure. It was certainly a good year in terms of detective novels and fantasy volumes, as it happens, and it's lovely to say that there's something for everyone in the Welsh presses this year, and it is great to note and celebrate the range of fiction being published in Welsh. However, very early on, these 3 volumes came to the top as the stars of the show. Firstly, the novel Matos by Sioned Wyn Roberts, published by Gwasg y Bwthyn. The striking cover and the pages inside was a clear sign of what was to come. A magical story full of imagination following Martha's journey, led by Mados the timekeeper, in the 11 days between changing calendars in 1752 to Annon to learn the apothecary craft and to change her life forever. But of course, influencing time comes at a high price. Secondly, as adjudicators, we were mesmerised by the finesse and language in Nella na Bo by Angharad Price, published by Llyfr. Despite originally worrying about including 2 novels from similar historical periods on the shortlist, we felt that this novel's unromantic and touching portrayal of poverty and hardship in the period in question is very memorable. This is a novel about faith and belief of all types and deep love between friends, which is relevant to today despite being set at the turn of the 19th century. Lastly on the shortlist, a totally different novel, Fi a Fo by Gwennog Wilym, published by Gwasg y Bwthyn. Bright in colour from its cover to its narrative and its vocabulary, with a clear warning that the novel includes quite a lot of Wenglish. This novel follows a year in Veda's life, or Vi to her friends, and Rob, 2 separated parents, looking back at the breakdown of their relationship and considering whether there's a chance of reconciliation and reigniting the relationship. When we came together as judges to discuss, one novel sparked our imaginations more than others. This novel actually conveys a lot of our realities, myself included, living in the medium of two languages, as friends or partners to people who can't speak Welsh. As judges, we were struck by the strong vision and characters who stay in mind far after finishing this thought-provoking and innovative novel. So, it is my great pleasure to announce this evening that the worthy winner of the fiction category, sponsored by HSJ Accountants, is Fi a Fo by Gwenno Gwilym, published by Gwasg Bwthyn. Thank you very much. The major thanks to Gwasg Bwthyn for their faith, for Mary, for her editing, her great editing, and for understanding the novel from the get-go, to Fiona from her amazing marketing. And yeah, that's it. Thank you very much.
Llongyfarchiadau gwresog I ti Gwenno ac I Wasg y Bwthyn. Next, we have the English Language Fiction Award, supported by the Rhys Davies Trust. And I'm delighted to welcome Carol Burns to the stage to announce the winner. Croeso mawr I Carol.
Thank you and good evening, and can't beat that dress. The Irish writer Elizabeth Bowen once wrote that a novel must contain at least one character so magnetic that readers feel like they're falling in love. This was true for me in all three of the novels on this year's English language fiction shortlist. With Glass Houses, it was the young working-class forester Gethin, whom Francesca Rees brought so powerfully to life. As well as an agile, curious, observant mind, Geth has a physical presence which made me feel I was inside his body as well as his consciousness, all of which was necessary to make the dramatic act which ends the book so convincing. In Karis Davis's brief and intense novel, Clear, Ivor was the character with whom I became so enraptured. Another agile mind, another intensely physical presence, but of an entirely different kind. Here is an older man who stubbornly stays home on his Scottish island home when it is almost cleared, whose encounter with a minister who literally falls into his life reveals Ivor's innate kindness, his loneliness, and our human desire for connection. I fell in love with Stevie Davis's Magdalena from Earthly Creatures as if she were both a daughter and also a younger self. How much I was rooting for her to find the right path as she navigated the maze of her patriotic devotion to her home country of Germany in 1941, her love of her dissident father, and her own sense of right and wrong. The question Magdalena asks herself throughout the book, I am just one girl, what can one girl do? Points to another reason these novels have been so honored with a place on this shortlist. They all have something to say about how we interact with each other and our world today. In a time fraught with growing political and economic divisions, these novels are worthy of our attention. And now, with true excitement for this intricately crafted, passionate, and remarkable novel, I'd like to announce the winner of the 2025 fiction category, supported by the Rhys Davies Trust, Clear by Karis Davis. A huge congratulations.
much. Amazing. Thank you to Literature Wales and to the judges and to Granta for publishing the novel, to my wonderful editor, as always, Bella Lacey. Thank you also to my husband, Michael, to whom this book is dedicated. Michael died last summer, not long after this book was published, and he was always my first reader and read sort of every chapter as it was coming off the press. Yeah, thinking of him tonight. As you've heard, well, actually, I'll tell you a little bit. Clear is, it grew out of the dictionary of an extinct language that used to be spoken in the far north of Scotland, and at its heart, as well as the other things that Carol talked about, it's about what we lose when a language dies. And I'm not sure I can think of a better place to be than back here in South Wales, celebrating two languages that make it possible for us to describe the world and our struggle and efforts to live in it. Thank you so much.
Llongyfarchiadau mawr iawn I Carys Davies. Congratulations to you, Carys, and to your publishers, Granta. The next category to be awarded is poetry. Rhowch groeso i'r beirniad nesaf. Please give a warm welcome to Menna Elfyn to the stage.
Noswaith dda.
Good evening.
Mae'n noson gyfoethog iawn.
It's a wonderful evening.
Very rich evening in poetry and in literature. Barddoniaeth.
Poetry. I'd like to say something at the beginning which might be a little contentious. In contrast to physical awards or competitions, literary activities are intangible. And instead of the old saying to leave your award for your work, isn't the work the award? And all volumes submitted have really proved that this year. Seeing differently is one of the key features of poetry. One poet once insisted that poems should carry a governmental message and that words can seriously influence on your heart. Having to select 3 volumes, therefore, was quite an uncomfortable experience because there's no selection timeline possible with poetry. We read them slowly until they're all encompassing. And we turn back to them again, of course, with time. But 3 volumes came to hand that I did go back to time and time again. When I read Wobrwyo by Sioned Erin Hughes, I was struck by the discipline of creating a cameo every day for a year with such clarity. It is exposing poetry, and the ability to summarize each day with refreshing vocabulary each time really struck me. This poet broke literary boundaries and made us experience how poetry can be prose, epigrams, dialogues, intense reflections, or rather humorous. Next, Pethau sy'n digwydd by Sean Thomas Owen. This is a panorama of poems, and the talent in drawing strengthens the written word, conveying the real overflow of life, from family to community to the entire world. He succeeded in conveying what it means to belong to a specific region in Wales, full of dialect, slick and colloquial, insisting on a quick response. Often, his poems pushed the hegemony of the poetic tradition, with a strong voice, yet full of tenderness. And then finally, Rhyo ei distawrwydd hi by Meleri Davies. A slightly thinner volume than the other two in terms of page numbers, and yet it's a huge volume, one that made me sit still reading it in one place for hours. I was impressed by the poet's talent to convey such a moving experience by providing a voice for grief and joy. These poems didn't come from the heart, but rather from the soul, and the blood of the heart makes the volume appear as one long poem. After reading this, I realised that I couldn't recognise its impact on me. From a myriad of feelings, we've got a handbook here on celebrating the loss of a loved one and turning that loss into joy through joyful poetry. The title says it all. Rhyo ei distawrwydd hi, roaring her silence. And so, Meleri Davies is our winner.
A clywed Menna Elfyn yn deud
Hearing Menna Elfyn saying that about me is a real gift. I really, really look up to her as a poet and as a campaigner, so thank you very much for those words. I want to thank the Stamp and Iestyn Tyne, the editor. Without the Stamp's publications, I would not have published. I am in my 40s. They've given me the confidence to start sharing my work, and thank you so much to them. They're an independent press, and I've got so much respect for them. I also want to congratulate Erin and Sean, who were on the shortlist. Sean has given me this evening. It's a flower made out of petals, which has the photo of the volume on it, and Sean, that really means the world to me. But more than anything, this volume is for mum and for women in my life, including Gwenno and Yola, and I'm so happy to see you winning the awards tonight. And this is about silent women finding their voices and finding themselves. Thank you very much.
Llongyfarchiadau anferth I ti Meleri. A huge congratulations. Yn y Saesneg, Jason Camilleri fi'n arwain y categori barddoniaeth. It's time to hear the adjudication for the English language poetry category, and it is a pleasure to welcome Jason Camilleri to the stage to give the panel's thoughts and to introduce the award. Rhowch groeso I Jason.
How are you all doing? I just want to say first, it'd be impossible to talk about poetry without saying how much of a treat it was to see one of my favourite poets up on stage earlier on. Sarah, thank you very much. So I find the real beauty of poetry is that there really are no rules. As once concluded by Erica Jong, there isn't one little gimmick that makes you a poet. There isn't a formula for it. This, however, puts me in mind of an arguably contradictory quote that my daughter made me aware of by the poet Roger Robinson, who said, "You can write anything, but are you writing anything?" And these combined, I would say, is what makes the task of judging a poetry category completely unenviable. It was a task which sent us as judges back and forth many times, because each of the three shortlisted collections we feel are worthy winners in their own right. So I'm going to start with Little Universe by Natalie Ann Holbrook. A powerfully cohesive and striking collection which effortlessly conjured incredible imagery to great effect with the turn of every page, stunning use of language throughout, uniquely crafted and shaped to lead the reader through a poignant journey of poetic discovery. Portrait of a Young Girl Falling by Katrina Monet. In its entirety, this read was equally as harrowing as it was beautiful. Each piece an unflinching expose of the poet's deepest thoughts and emotions, woven with raw honesty and lyrical grace, resonating with power, purpose, and profound impact. And Girls, Etc. by Rihanna Elizabeth, masterfully tapped into the real. A collection that captures the complex tapestry of emotions woven into familial bonds, brutal and tender all at once, each piece exploring the familiar, crafted with honesty and emotional clarity, and drawing the reader ever closer to the heart of the poet. So I'd like to announce that the winner of the Wales Book of the Year poetry category is Girls, Etc. Rihanna Elizabeth.
Wow. Firstly, what an amazing shortlist this year, all these women dominating. And at the time like this, people usually say this is like a dream come true, but to be in a room full of dominating women really is a dream come true for me. So yeah, just thank you to the judges. Don't know why you picked it, but thank you. Thank you to Broken Sleep Books. People have been thanking their mum, but my mum chose to go to bingo tonight instead. But there we go. But mostly thank you to all the terrible girls that inspired this book. Wouldn't be able to do it without you, so cheers. Thank you.
Llongyfarchiadau, congratulations to you, Rhian, and Broken Sleep Books. Mae fel sy'n ni wedi hedfan trwy'r categori yma heno. It feels like we're whizzing through these categories this evening. A dim ond un categori sydd ar ôl i'w ddatgelu, cyn symud ymlaen at wobrau barn y bobl, a'r brif wobr, Llyfr y Flwyddyn 2025. Braf yw croesawu'r beirniad nesaf i'r llwyfan to tell us more about the Welsh Language Children and Young People's Award supported by Cronfa Elw Park Jones. Please welcome to the stage Hamad Rind.
Diolch yn fawr. Noswaith dda.
Good evening.
Mae'r ceisiadau ar gyfer
submissions for the Children and Young People category this year have been outstanding. We've got 3 books on the shortlist. Cymru Balch Ifanc, edited by Hir Titus and Megan Angharad Hunter. A timely and important book that shares the experiences of queer young people in Wales, offering advice and guidance for those on similar journeys. Arwana Sutan ar Scotland Odd by Angie Roberts and Dyfan Roberts. A funny story based on an old myth from Caernarfon, including a mermaid that is totally different to the ones we would normally read about. It is funny, it's progressive, and realistic too. Redyn, Merlin y Mawn by Myrddin ap Dafydd, a touching story about the unlikely friendship between a young boy and a horse, offering an insight on Welsh history. The winning book is full of laughter and touches upon important themes like identity, connection, and the human need to belong. This book presents these ideas in a tender and accessible way. It offers laughter and insights, making it a really meaningful experience for young readers and not so young readers. I am very pleased to announce that the winner of the Children and Young People category, sponsored by Cronfa Elw Park Jones, is Arwana Sutan ar Scotland Odd by Angie Roberts and Dyfan Roberts. Wow, I didn't expect that.
Dwi'n teimlo fel petai...
I feel like the top of my head is opened up and birds are flying out. Anyway, thank you very much to Literature Wales. Thank you to the publishers, Gwasg a Bwthyn. Thank you especially to my daughter, Eva, for her amazing photos, and to my husband, Dyfan Roberts, for his expertise of the Carnarvon accent. Love you loads. So, why do I write for children? Well, I could say that children's literature is developing, it's very important, and, you know, I admire their imagination and empathy. But in essence, I write because they've got so much to teach us as well. In primary schools all over Gwynedd and Anglesey, I've been inspired by the ability that they have to think outside the box, about their strong sense of equity, which gives me faith in the world that we live in. They are the future after all. Thank you.
Llongyfarchiadau gwresog I chi Angie a Dyfan, ac I ddarlunydd y gyfrol Efa Dyfan, ac wrth gwrs I Wasg y Bwthyn. Ymlaen â ni nawr at y Wobr Saesneg. Next up is the English Language Children and Young People's Award, and I'm delighted to welcome Judge Eloise Williams to present this award. Croeso, Eloise.
Thank you for the woos. I haven't even done anything, but they're very much appreciated. So the Children and Young People's category. It's been an honour to be part of the judging panel for Wales Book of the Year, but also one of the most difficult and sleepless night-inducing tasks I've had to face in my career. I am thrilled for the titles which made the shortlist, but haunted by many of those that didn't. And I know the judges in all the categories feel the same way. The competition was fierce. It was almost impossible to narrow the entries down. However, after lengthy discussion and heated debate, we shortlisted these 3 titles. Each has something incredibly special to offer. A History of My Weird by Chloe Hugh is an insightful and fascinating read. With a neurodivergent narrator, it covers many of the challenges faced by children today, whilst exuberantly celebrating individuality and difference and upholding the right of young people to be who they truly are. Fallout by Leslie Parr is a wonderful, moving story set in Wales in 1980, which tells of the main protagonist's true courage in forging his own path against the expectations of his criminal family and the label of troublemaker he has been given by others. It's gripping and heartfelt and powerful. Why Did My Brain Make Me Say It by Sarah Zimmern is a joyful debut collection of poems, delightfully inventive, playful and warm-hearted. It's quirky and witty and charming, and we're sure its humorous nature will be a pathway into a lifelong love of poetry for many young readers. All 3 books are worthy winners, but we had to choose one, which was very difficult. The winner of the Wales Book of the Year Children and Young People's category 2025 is A History of My Weird by Chloe Hugh.
I feel a bit of a fraud because I think we all know that to write a book is not just one person. So, yeah, diolch yn fawr to the judges and Literature Wales, but my biggest thanks go to Firefly, who are the independent publishers who have been publishing so much amazing children's writing for the children of Wales and beyond. particularly to Penny Thomas, who has always advocated such amazing books, and her team. To Hayley Fairhead, the editor who managed to help me through this draft. Diolch yn fawr to Cyngor Llyfrau Cymru, the Welsh Books Council, because I'm also part of their project Rhyngom, which means that my book has been translated into Welsh hefyd. So Hanes y Hynodrwydd is the Welsh title. So Delyth Ifan, diolch yn fawr, Bethan Jones and Mared Llwyd, the cyfieithwyr. I hope I've said that right. Thank you to Veronica Caratello for the amazing artwork, and especially thank you to my family. We've had a lot of women writers up here today, and it's difficult. It's difficult sometimes to find the space for the things that you love and for the work that you want to create, and my family have always helped me with that. So thanks to Rose, Pete and Dylan. Diolch yn fawr iawn.
Llongyfarchiadau, congratulations to you, Chloe, and your publisher, Firefly Press. Dyna ni wedi datgelu'r olaf o'n enillwyr o bob category. All the category winners have now been announced. Can we give them all another round of applause? Llongyfarchiadau. Mae'r ddwy wobr nesaf yn rhai gwahanol iawn, ond eithriadol o bwysig. Dyma gyfle i glywed barn y darllenwyr. Next, you will hear which books have been chosen by the readers in the Nation Cymru and Golwg 360 Independent People's Choice Awards. Yn dilyn cyhoeddi'r rhestr fer nôl y mis Mai, gwahoddwyd y cyhoedd i badleisio am ei hoff lyfr ymhlith y rhestr fer. Since announcing the shortlist in May, the votes have been flooding in, and shortly we'll hear from representatives of both organisations to reveal the news. Rhowch groeso cynnes i gynrychiolwyr y ddau sefydliad sy'n trefnu'r gwobrau annibynnol yma. Let's give a warm welcome to representatives from both organisations, Golwg 360 and Nation Cymru, as they announce this year's winners. Yn gyntaf o Golwg 360, rhowch groeso mawr i Rhys Owen.
Noswaith bawb, good evening. First of all, llongyfarchiadau bawb sydd wedi ennill.
Congratulations to everybody who's won. It's been inspiring to see everybody succeeding this evening, and it's an honour to be here representing Golwg 360 for Book of the Year as well. So I just want to start by saying how amazing it is to be here tonight at the Sherman Theatre as part of this evening's ceremony. On behalf of Golwg 360's team, thank you very much to Literature Wales for the opportunity to hold the People's Choice Award again this year. This is a long-standing relationship that we're really proud of, and it was great to be able to give due attention to all volumes on the shortlist once again. We are very pleased again this year to be working with the Arts Department at the University of Wales Trinity St David's. Awel Mari, an artist in her final year studying in the department, is responsible for the artwork for the award, and we're really grateful to her for her work, and I think we can all agree that it really is amazing. Awel's artwork focuses on feminist ideas and character design. For the People's Choice Award, she has worked in digital mediums, experimenting with unconventional methods of expressing Welshness and feminist culture. So, on to the votes. The competition was popular again this year, and this time there was a clear winner. So, I am pleased to announce that the winner of the People's Choice Golwg 360 Award is Fi a Fo by Gwennog Wilym. Thank you very much. This really means so much because people's voted. So thank you so much to everybody who took the time to vote for my book. And thank you to everybody who's supported and shared the novel since it's been published. I don't have to say how much it means to me. Thank you.
Am arbennig llongyfarchiadau mawr I ti Gwenno ac I wasg y bwthyn sy'n cael noson brysur iawn heno. Da iawn chi. Congratulations to Gwenno and to Gwasg y Bwthyn. Next, to reveal the winner of the Nation Cymru's People's Choice Award, please give a warm welcome, rhowch groeso mawr a chynnes i'r hyfryd John Gower.
Noswaith dda, good evening. As we've seen this evening, the shortlists in English underlined the variety and vitality of writing in Wales. We have poetry, which is accessible and pushes the form. We have superb writing for younger readers. We have novels, which take us from remote Scottish islands to dark passages in German history. And of course we have histories of landscape and memoirs which plunge very deeply into the personal. It's given us as reviewers in Nation Cymru reward and great pleasure to review all of the books on the shortlists and also to host the People's Choice Award. And this year we had a record number of people casting votes. We had 2,000 people pretty much all casting votes. We have to give an award, and the award is a rather excellent book. It's a very beautiful volume. In 1587, a man called Thomas Churchyard wrote a long poem called The Worthiness of Wales. It was reprinted in the 18th century. The winner this evening will take away a copy which came from the late Roland Mathias's library. It is appropriate, therefore, that the winner of the Nation Cymru People's Choice Award is a poet, and I'm pleased to announce, in fact, very pleased to announce, that it's Rhian Elizabeth with Girls Etc.
What's going on? I don't understand. Yeah, thanks to all the people that voted, which I know is mostly like the lesbians on Instagram, but they're a very loyal bunch. I just wanted to dedicate, on a serious note, dedicate this award to a friend of a lot of us in this audience, Fizzy Ope. She passed away recently, and I know she would be here tonight, probably really shocked that I won these awards. But yeah, so this is for Fizzy. Thank you.
Fantastic, huge congratulations to you, Rhian, and your dedication to the lovely late Fizzy, and to Broken Sleep Books for the second time tonight. Cyn symud ymlaen at y brif wobr, rwy'n falch o gael y cyfle I groesawu cyfarwyddwr gweithredol Llenyddiaeth Cymru I ddweud gair. Before we move on to the final announcements of the evening, I'm pleased to welcome to the stage Literature Wales' Executive Director, Claire Furlong.
Diolch o galon Cardiff am y croeso ac am arwain y noson mor arbennig I ni heno. You've made it one to remember and I'm feeling underdressed now. It's been a really emotional evening actually. I always forget from the last year how emotional it is and to see how much it means to all the writers who've won tonight, but I'd like to take a moment to congratulate all of the shortlisted writers this year and actually all of the writers that were submitted. Every year, I'm really thankful I'm nowhere near the judging process. I'd be like Oprah up here. You'd have a prize, you'd have a prize. Everyone would go home with a prize because there are so many fantastic books written in the last year in Wales. To put it in context, in the English language fiction category this year, we had over 50 entries, which Carol had to read all of them. And some of my favourite books from 2024 didn't make it through. And I appreciate this can be really disheartening for writers when shortlists are announced. They put their blood, sweat and tears into that work. But to me, it shows the strength that we have of Welsh writing. At Literature Wales, our aim for the awards is not just to crown the winners, but to shine a light on that talent and bring it to a wider audience. The 8 judges you've heard from tonight deserve a massive thank you. It's such a tough job to pick a winner, and I know you've all worked really hard to give each submission the care and attention it deserved. Diolch o galon am y gwaith galed. But thank you. Thank you, judges. I hope everyone is enjoying themselves this evening. It seems as if there's lots of you I only see once a year. We last saw each other having a gin up in Carnarvon last year. So I thought I should spend a quick moment saying what Literature Wales has been up to since you last saw me. You'll be pleased to know we've not turned into an investment bank or anything. We're doing what we always do, supporting writers to develop their creative and professional skills and supporting them to work in communities, such as in schools and healthcare settings. A few of my personal highlights this year have been a commission from our National Poet of Wales, the indomitable Hanan Issa, or actually Dr. Hanan, following her honorary doctorate last week. Well deserved. She had a wonderful commission laid out in brick around the new COVID memorial woodland in Erddig, which will be there for generations to come. We also had Alex Wharton, our current Children's Laureate of Wales, walking around Ynys Môn, visiting schools along the way to teach children about their environment through poetry. And it made me wish that I was a child in Ynys Môn, to be honest. What an experience. We spent a lot of time this year working internationally and strengthening our partnerships with organisations like UNIC, which has led to a residency at Tynewydd for Welsh and European writers working in minoritised languages, which is a really special opportunity to give space and time to writers with more in common than they have differences, which is very important, I think, in our current times. One thing this year I've really seen is how our writer development programme representing Wales is starting to have this long-term impact that we dreamt about. We launched the 5th cohort this year and are starting to see this impact with writers meeting the goals they set at the start that were wild dreams maybe 5 years ago. For example, Anthony Shapland has published the gorgeous Room Above a Shop with Granta. I see he's brought the fan club in tonight, of which I'm a fully paid up member. And Sioned Erin Hughes was on Representing Wales and has been on the shortlist this evening. They're just 2 examples from many, and over the next year we'll be celebrating a lot of successes from the programme. And finally, some of my personal, best bit of my job really, is going round to our events and communities funded through the Inspiring Communities Fund. There's hundreds of events every year, and over the last 12 months, we've had over 30 that featured the shortlisted writers from last year's awards, supported by the Books Council of Wales, which gave all these writers an opportunity to meet the readers and, crucially, sell a few books along the way. And we look forward to repeating that this year. And of course, can't have a highlight without mentioning the football, can we? On the pitch, but off the pitch, Sarah did us proud. Well, the team did us proud as well, but Sarah, you did us proud. And it was lovely to have Welsh culture as part of the celebrations out in Switzerland. Wales Book of the Year isn't a Literature Wales project. It's a real team effort. And it doesn't happen without many of you in the room tonight. We have the publishers, the agents and the publicists who tirelessly work to support their writers, the booksellers and the libraries who have such wonderful displays, and the festival and event organisers who celebrate the shortlisted writers throughout the year. It's no exaggeration to say that the awards would not have the impact they do without all of these pieces of the jigsaw coming together, so really thankful for all of your work. We're also hugely grateful to our funders and supporters. This year, we're really thrilled that Cardiff University have extended their sponsorship to both the School of Welsh and the School of English Communications and Philosophy, and they're supporting the 2 overall prizes later this evening. Beyond funding, we're also working with them on a new module about literary prizes in Wales. So some of the judges' words from tonight will be inspiration for the students as they judge their own fictional Book of the Year. And then we have our category supporters, the Rhys Davies Trust and Cronfa Ella Park Jones, whose generosity makes these prizes possible. And new for this year, we have Hadio and HSJ Accountants, who've both helpfully supplied us with services in kind, improving our efficiency and finance systems, meaning we've got more funds and more energy to spend on developing writers, which is what we're here to do. If you run a small business or charity, trust me, you need Hadio and HSJ. Wrth gwrs, dyn ni'n ddiolchgar iawn y Cyngor Cylfyddyddau Cymru a
Council of Wales and Welsh Government for their continual support, and to the Books Council of Wales, providing support and ensuring that books on the shortlist are well stocked in local bookshops all over Wales. Also, our media partners, BBC Cymru Wales, Nation Cymru, Golwg 360 and Buffoon Media, who help us share the joy from near and far. I would like to take a moment to celebrate the great prizes created by Angharad P.S. Jones, and thanks to Alaleri and Catherine McShane for their outstanding service. And our ceremony partners, Penderyn and Glamorgan Brewery, ensuring that we can really celebrate in style.
I've had to not have any yet, but afterwards.
Lastly, I would like to thank the Literature Wales team. They have all worked so hard, they've all been so committed. Specifically, I would like to thank Mirain, Alice, Owen, who have worked so hard on the awards this year. The applications for next year's books opens in September, so they've got a few weeks to relax now before everything kicks off again. I am sure that everyone's excited to hear what books will be winning the main prizes this year, so without further ado, I will hand over back to Cardiff. Thank you very much.
Diolch yn fawr iawn I ti, Claire. Wel, nawr te. Mae'r awr fawr wedi cyrraedd. Mae'r amser wedi dod I ni'n cael clywed pa lyfr sy'n cipio teitl Llyfr y Flwyddyn 2025. The time has come to hear which Welsh language book receives the prestigious Llyfr y Flwyddyn 2025 title. Mae'r brif wobr Gymraeg eleni wedi noddi gan Ysgol y Gymraeg, Prifysgol Caerdydd. The main Welsh Language Award is sponsored by Cardiff University School of Welsh, a rwy'n siŵr bod chi fel fi yn ysu clywed pwy sy'n ennill. And I'm sure that you all, like me, can't wait to discover who tonight's winner will be. On behalf of the judging panel, please welcome back to the stage Gwen Llian Ellis. Croeso nôl.
Hello again.
Mae'r enillwyr categori
The category winners and all the books on the shortlists are testimony to the power of contemporary literature. We've been guided with care and love and humour through locations, relationships, and really great characters, both real and imaginary, by authors we know well and brand new authors too. It is an incredibly strong collection and reflects a variety of voices and experiences. Together, they exhibit the richness of today's literary craft and the ways that authors push boundaries. Congratulations again to them all. Many of the winners could have won the main prize, but there was one volume that stuck with us way after finishing it. Because of the writing, the unique treatment of important life experiences, and the fact that the author managed to grab us from the first sentence to the last page, it is my honour to announce that the main prize of the Book of the Year Awards 2025, sponsored by the School of Welsh, Cardiff University, is Camu by Iola Ynir. Congratulations. Thank you so much. I don't know what to say. I'm not sure if I thanked Llyfr earlier. I was in so much shock, but thank you so much to Llyfr. Thank you to be a part of such a powerful community, such a female community, and such an open community which accepts women like us who aren't experienced and does that with such encouragement and warmth. And I feel honoured. Thank you so much to Literature Wales as well, who've always supported me, and to the judges as well. Thank you.
Llongyfarchiadau enfawr I ti Iola ac I wasg y Lolfa. Camu yw Llyfr y Flwyddyn 2025. Mae Iola yn enw cyfarwydd iawn o fewn y celfyddydau yma yng Nghymru fel awdur, dramodydd, cyfarwyddwr a holysydd gweithdai cyfranogol, ac mae Camu yn gyfres o ysgrifau hunangofiannol personol iawn sy'n dilyn I thaith at wellhad ac yn lledaenu neges bwysig iawn I ni gyd I gweld gwerth yn ein hunain. Warmest congratulations to Iola and to Llyfr. This is such an achievement. Nawr ymlaen â ni at wobr olaf y noson, y brif wobr Saesneg. This year's English Language Wales Book of the Year Award is sponsored by Cardiff University School of English, Communication and Philosophy. On behalf of the English Language Judging Panel, it's a pleasure to welcome back Carol Burns, to reveal which book will take home the overall English Language Award, earning the title of Wales Book of the Year 2025. Croeso nôl, Carol.
Wow, here we are. Very, very exciting. Let me first, on behalf of all the English language judges, congratulate the writers shortlisted and our 4 winners. This is a significant professional and personal accomplishment, so I hope all of them and everyone else celebrate for many weeks to come. We 4 judges have a special knowledge of what an accomplishment this is because we read all this year's books, 126 entries overall in English, each impressive for its individual voice and story. What a pleasure it was to read those books and to witness the high quality of literature coming out of Wales. Our judging panel, I suspect, might have gained a reputation in Literature Wales for moving, well, very deliberately, slowly, Lit Wales might have thought, as we made our choices. But strangely, that process made the final decision quite easy. We all loved this book for its story, for its ambition, for its sentences, for its relevance to our world today. Excellence is always the only criteria in the end for a prize, and that's true for this winning book too. But I could not resist thinking about how this is a Welsh book. It is not set in Wales, but when you have a minister who has left his church on ethical grounds, a wife who acts as a moral compass, a man who insists on keeping his language and staying on his land, even if that land's in Scotland, I'd say it's a Welsh book. And also the winner of this year's overall prize, sponsored by Cardiff University School of English Communication and Philosophy. And so a huge congratulations again to Karis Davis, author of this year's winning book, Clear.
Thank you so much. This is amazing. And thank you, Carol, for putting into words everything that I've felt myself about this this novel. That yes, in a way, it is a Welsh novel, and what I was saying before about language has been at the heart of this all through, and languages being pushed out by bigger, bossier languages. So thank you everybody. Thank you for coming tonight. Thank you to my brother and my sister-in-law for being here. Thank you. This is amazing. Thank you.
Amazing, llongyfarchiadau enfawr I ti, Caris. A huge congratulations to Caris and Granta Publications. Caris is no stranger to Wales Book of the Year. And now she has one more well-deserved trophy to add to her collection as the winner of Wales Book of the Year 2025. Clear is a marvel of storytelling and an exquisite short novel. Congratulations. A dyna ni wedi cyrraedd diwedd y seremoni. Rwy'n siŵr y byddwch chi'n cytuno ein bod ni'n lwcus iawn o'n diwydiant llenyddol ni yng Nghymru. A'n bod ni gyd yn hynod o ddiolchgar i'r awduron, i'r gweisg, i'r siopau llyfrau a'r llyfrgelloedd a phob un sy'n cyfrannu i wneud cyhoeddi campweithiau fel hyn yn bosib. I'm sure you will agree that it has been lovely to have an opportunity to celebrate Welsh literature this evening. We are extremely lucky to have so many fantastic writers, publishers, bookshops, libraries, and I'm sure you will join me in thanking everyone who contributes towards our unique literary scene here in Wales. Gai ddiolch yn fawr iawn I bawb sydd wedi gwneud y noson yma yn bosib. Thank you very much to everybody who has made this wonderful evening possible. Diolch I staff y Sherman, Buffoon Media ac Am, to Sarah McGreedy for her brilliant performance, I Ala Waleri a Catherine McShane am y gwasanaethau cyfieithu. Thank you both for your translation services, ac I siop llyfrau Caban and our media partners BBC Cymru Wales. I would also like to thank whoever put the fan backstage for me. You didn't see me being the poor man's Beyonce in the wings. An inflatable poor man's Beyonce. It's like a big pink velvet tent. You could have pulled up a couple of chairs and had your fortunes read. And wrth gwrs, cyn gadael, licen I ddiolch I chi gyd y gynulleidfa am ymuno heno ac am eich cefnogaeth. And before we depart and continue having a marvellous time, thank you all for joining us at the Sherman, whether you came along in the flesh or via magical electronic means. Mae croeso mawr I chi gyd ddathlu, barhau I ddathlu y darn gorau, a chael noson i'w chofio, neu ddim i'w chofio, a dibynnu pa mor wyllt eith pethau. The night is young, and so are we. So let's continue to celebrate our winners and nominees in true Welsh fashion. The bar is open, the bookshop is selling, the music will be playing, and I hope all of the writers will live up to their good names and have a ruckus time. There's a lot of celebrating to get on with. Mwynhewch bob eiliad gan lyngyfarch a sgwrsio gyda'r awduron. Mae wedi bod yn bleser cyflwyno Llyfr y Flwyddyn 2025. It's been an honour to host Wales Book of the Year this evening. Thank you all. Diolch yn fawr a mwynhewch eich noson. Diolch yn fawr.